Good afternoon everyone. Today I will discuss about a very interesting topic from class 10 as well as class 12 chapter, that is inherited biology. So before we start, we have to make sure some basic topics like what is gene, what is allele, what is phenotype, what is genotype, what is homozygous, sixth one heterozygous, and seventh one dominant, the last one recessive. So what is gene? Gene is a segment of DNA that encode a particular amino acid, and when that amino acid binds with several amino acids with the form of polypeptide chain, that form a protein structure, and that protein structure is responsible for a physical expression to our body. Whatever you can see, my hair color, my skin color, my eye color, these are the all physical expression of this gene. So in very short term, what is a gene? Gene is a segment of DNA. Segment of DNA that encode a particular amino acid. The next one, allele. What is allele? Allele is the alternative forms of a gene. What is the alternative form? Just consider there is two varieties. One is tall, another is short. These two varieties are called allele. So what is allele? Alternative form of a gene. So at first we will study about the gene and then the allele. So what is allele? Allele is the alternative form of gene. The third one is phenotype. What is phenotype? Phenotype is the phonetic expression. What is phenotype? Phenotype is a phonetic expression Now, what is phonetic expression? Phonetic expression means any physical characteristic to our body parts, like our hair color, our skin color, our eye color, how much tall we are, how much short we are, how much fat we are. These all the physical expressions are called this phenotype. Now, the next one is genotype. Before we start genotype, I have to clear one thing to all of you, that each and every phenotype need a genetic constitution. What need? A genetic constitution. A genetic sequence. That genetic sequence is called a genotype. That means each and every phenotype is determined by a specific genotype. For an example, in case of your study, the tall character are determined by capital T, capital T. In this case, tall is a phenotype and capital T denotes the genotype. After that, small t determine the short. Now this short is phenotype and this small t is genotype. Understood? Now come to the next point, that is a homozygous. Now what is the meaning of homo? Homo means similar. Whereas zygous means zygote. The zygote where the zygote the gametes are identical. Like this, capital T, small t, small t. These both the gametes are identical. This is called homozygous. Homo means similar, zygous means zygous. A zygote where the gametes are exactly identical with each other. That condition is called homozygous. Whereas, what is the meaning of hetero? Hetero means non-identical or different. non-identical or different. So the condition where the gametes are not identical and different from each other, that is called heterozygous. For an example, capital T, small t. These gamete and these gamete are not identical. They are different from each other. That means they are not identical. These conditions, that means capital T, small t, are called heterozygous condition. The last one, dominant and recessive. What is the meaning of dominant and what is the meaning of recessive? Dominant means if we choose a two character and made a hybridization cross between them. Suppose I have two characters, one is tall, another is short. If you made a cross in between them, the next generation, the character which is appear, that character is called dominant. While the character which are not appear in the next generation, that character is called recessive. Just understand this. Capital T, that is a tall plant. When made a cross with small t, that is a short plant. At the next generation, capital T, small t plant will be produced. This plant is also tall. Why? Just because of here tall is a dominant, and dominant gene never actually dominate the recessive gene. So in presence of dominant gene, recessive gene never expressed. And another thing always remember, dominant gene can express both in homozygous as well as heterozygous conditions. But the recessive gene never expressed in heterozygous condition. It can only express in homozygous condition. So these are the basic things of inheritance. Before we start to the hardcore inheritance biology, we have knowledge about these 8 topics because these are the 8 pillars of inheritance biology. Got it?